You know that moment during the holidays when everything just feels right. The tree's lit, the coffee's hot, and that first bite of sugar cake just melts in your mouth. Yep, that's Dewey's Bakery. Here in Winston-Salem, Dewey's has been baking up holiday magic since 1930. From their classic Moravian cookies to cheese straws, and of course, the holiday cake squares, where you can still get one free every Monday. Right now, it's the season for sweet treats at any of our 3 Triad area locations. In Winston-Salem at Thruway and Renolda Manor, plus one in Greensboro at Friendly Shopping Center. Easy holiday ordering is also available at local.deweys.com. It's also the season for raising sweet dough for your organization. Just contact any Dewey's store for more information on how you can set up your own holiday fundraiser, where 50% of the items sold go immediately back to your organization. Plus, holiday stores are popping up from mid-November all the way until Christmas Eve. In the Triad and beyond, these special holiday shops will assist in raising money for nonprofits, and the locations can be found by visiting deweys.com. So make the holiday special for the ones you love and others with Dewey's Bakery, home of free Cake Square Monday all year round. Dewey's, celebrate every day.
This is the Triad Podcast Network.
You were talking earlier about a cold open. Here's a cold open for you. Let's see
hear
if
it.
it's working.
Oh, that's good.
Did it come?
Now, what kind of beer is that?
Nope. So what I got here is we usually intro our beers a little later, but I'll go ahead and give you a little preview. This is a Fiddlin Fish. Hold on, the light's bad. Space Angler India Pale Ale IPA.
Best brewery in the galaxy.
Best brewery in the galaxy. From Fiddlin Fish Brewing here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 6.2 alcohol by volume. Percent alcohol by volume. And it's a good little IPA, and it's delicious, and I'm going to have a little sippy sip right now.
The can design looks amazing.
They got great cans. Like your mom. No.
And there's the end of our cold open. Welcome, everybody, to Triad Dads with a Drink. Ding! The show where 3, sometimes more, dads hang out once a trimester and talk about being dads here in the Triad and the far reaches of the Triad.
Yeah, we're growing our empire. We're slowly taking over all of the major metropolitan areas of North Carolina.
And eventually our rope will pull them back to the promised land.
That's
right.
Yeah, it's the dance move, the lasso.
We're Fiddlin Fish reigns supreme.
That's right.
Maybe back
to Dave's garage at some point. We'll get a chance to do another podcast with Dave. It made me sad when we went trick-or-treating in your old neighborhood and I walked by your old house. I wanted to just go and open up a microphone and a beverage in that garage with total strangers.
You should have just done it.
I should have.
You'd be like, you don't know you live in hallowed ground. This is where it all began.
Do you know what was birthed? Do you know what was birthed in this garage?
A once a trimester drinking club.
I can hear the WXII newsread right now. Halloween turned tragic today when a deranged man entered the garage.
When local minor celebrity.
Voice of the Mountaineers.
All right. Gosh. So how about we reintroduce everybody to the dads, since it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Yeah, we're not so great at the whole regularity thing. Need a little more fiber in the diet. Yeah. So you guy, with the best dad in the galaxy hat, why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners? Right.
My name is Adam. I am married. Always have to remember to mention that first. It's the most important part of my family.
The most important part.
You guys got a favorite child? You want to start there?
Mm-hmm.
No? Wow. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Like of our own, or can other people's kids be included in that too?
Yes.
Just asking.
Yes. Yes. I have a wonderful wife, and who tolerates my children farting on her all the time. 2 of my boys.
She should. I don't know if you should tolerate that.
Yeah, well, she. I mean, it's getting to the point where she doesn't, but it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, well,
it's just
out of the inevitable.
Does she have the Minions fart blaster?
No,
then she
but
could- she
we're
could
familiar
counterattack.
with what that is.
Yeah,
We're
we have one. She
familiar
could have
with
that and like
device.
counterattack them.
We don't need anything making real or artificial fart noises. We
fair.
don't need
That's
more
fair.
of that in this house.
It's
But
like in
escalation. We don't
Batman,
need-
like
no
the escalation. You don't want escalation, right?
No. So I have 3 wonderful kids. I got to try to remember their nicknames. By the way, mystery guest of the pod, we do not, who we will reveal momentarily, we give our kids code names. My oldest is Cody.
Cody.
My
He
younger
loves
son.
that Matchbox 20 song.
My
How
younger
do you
son
know there's
is.
a Matchbox song?
I did not. I
song
was
called
not aware
Cody?
there was. I know a lot of Matchbox 20 songs. They got a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Did not know there was one name
yourself and
called
someone like
Cody.
you.
You would know that, Dave.
Yeah.
That's going on the next Triad Dads with a Drink playlist.
Yeah. It's good.
I have a younger son named Picky Eater, and I have a daughter who's 4, and we call her Little Nugget. Although I call her Goose now. That's a nickname
Goose.
that she gets around the house now. It's her shortened version of her first name followed by Goose. So sometimes I just call her Goose.
Are you Maverick in that scenario?
Ooh, I should
Ooh,
be.
that's
Yeah, right?
Well,
Like,
no,
that's
you shouldn't be,
cool.
'cause that's dark.
She's my wingman or wing woman
well,
or wing girl.
Spoiler alert, but you know.
What are you talking about, Dave? I didn't watch the whole movie. I don't know.
Wait, what happens to Goose?
What happens to Goose?
Everything's
Dave?
fine. He's fine.
What
He's fine. He's
Okay.
fine.
It's all good.
He's in heaven, right?
Yeah.
He went to a farm.
Yeah, they just sing "Great Balls of Fire" and that's how the movie ends, right?
Yes. Yeah. Just
Like
him
that's
and
the
Meg
final.
Ryan.
That's the
Just-
final scene of the movie. Just singing "Great Balls of Fire" with Meg Ryan.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, all right. Very
And
good.
how about you, guy who's dropping spoilers to movies that came out 40 years ago?
1980. Oh my God! It did come out 40 years ago.
Yeah, it did.
Wow. So did we. So
Yeah.
did we. Hey y'all. I'm Dave.
Hey, guy.
I'm married to a beautiful, amazing, talented wife who's tolerating me and reminded me to not use my outside voice the entire podcast this time, as apparently I want to do.
Ooh, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Let's see. I got 2 kids, Sneak and Star. Sneak is my son, and Star is my daughter. And they're not as young as they were when we started this. That's
Sneak the next Chipper Jones.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's see. So I'll kick it to how about our green hatted friend over
Yeah.
there? We'll save our special guest for last.
Yeah,
Snoop
so,
a loop.
I'm Tim.
Snoop a loop.
Bring your green hat.
Bring your green hat.
Bring your green hat. I'm Tim. I'm married. Got 2 kids. Their names are Piglet and Chicklet. They are the best. We just had a school play today. I got to watch the youngest one, Chicklet, having a good time in Romeo and Juliet on the Border, a regular play that our kids' school puts on every year. The 5th graders always put it on, so that was really fun.
What happens at the
yeah.
end of that one?
What happens? Actually, the same thing that happens in the regular Romeo and Juliet, which
Don't
is
spoil
kind
it.
of a lot.
Don't spoil it.
No, it's they
people
go
time to see
Romeo
it.
and
Give people
Juliet
time
go
to
hang
see
out
it.
with Goose on a farm upstate, and then we, as we said before, are usually 3 dads, but today we are 4 because we've got a very special guest today, a 4th dad and a new dad at that. So why don't you introduce
nad.
yourself?
A new dad, a nad.
Our buddy Michael. What's up,
Yes,
Michael?
guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so name is Michael. Son is of my beautiful wife, who I love dearly. I've noticed you guys are not like saying the whole names and everything, but
No one can know who we are. No.
I know. I'm like, how can I make this?
Dotson. We got Dotson here.
Right. Son is 8.5 months old now, which is crazy.
Whoa.
Man.
Yeah. And I try to send you at least a picture a week. But he's great.
What's his nickname?
So-
You got a nickname for him?
Yeah, we do. And it's kind of a play off his real name, but it won't give too much away. His nickname is TT, as Bailey, as my wife calls him.
TT.
TT.
I've got a nickname for something called TT.
Oh boy. Oh
Go
boy.
on.
It could be any number of things.
Go on.
Isn't that 2 Chain's original name? Didn't you
Close.
say that, Michael?
Close. But no, yeah, he's good. It's just, I don't have to tell you guys. You guys have all been through this multiple times. It's just amazing how quickly the first 8.5 months of his life are gone. It feels, somebody was asking me about it yesterday, a parent, and parent who also has 3 older children who are all in like college and high school. And I was just telling her, I was like, for me, it's just been a blur. Like, I think I went to the pool with him a few times this summer, and that's kind of all I remember from the summer with him. Was like,
Yeah.
it's just nuts. So
Those early months are crazy. They say it a lot, but it's true. The days are long, but the years are short, and things are sort of a blur, and you don't know where the time went. And each individual day feels like it lasts 74 hours. But
It's
then
a rare
they just stack
condition
up.
this day and age.
Oh, to read any
it
good
on
news on the newspaper
on
page?
the newspaper page.
it's really interesting too, because like the first 2 months, I mean, it was definitely tough, but first 2 or 3 months, I felt like I came out of it and I was pretty good. We had my wife's mom help out a tremendous amount, which was awesome. But it was, I felt like I came out pretty good, getting used to the lack of sleep. Feels like grad school days. And then, like here lately, it feels like it's been like, I have to reassess. I'm like, actually, no, maybe it wasn't as good. I feel pretty bad right now, so I don't know how much of that a combination of just still trying to adjust to this new life and while also, balancing work and other commitments too. Just
Don't let anybody ever tell you that it gets easier. It's just certain things get easier and certain things get tougher. You're going to have good days and bad days.
Well, the thing I like to say is what in the average, 40-ish year old man's life that they enjoy is easy. Like all the people I know, they're like, I ride bikes, I go hiking, I do woodworking. Like none of that stuff is relaxing in a, like people like yard work. People like there are lots of things. People, when they get some time away, go hike the Appalachian Trail or something. Like none of this stuff is easy, but it's wonderful and it's life-changing. Like that's a beautiful thing about being a parent, especially of a really young kid, is that it's like, I mean, it is intense. When they're very small, they're like little potatoes. They're barely mobile, and you're mostly just support staff for your partner as you make sure that she's not cold or hungry. And then over time, it becomes more complicated as the child has more and different needs, and you're more involved in that. But it's like, yeah, it's type 2 fun sometimes, but I love type 2 fun.
Yeah. So, speaking of things that we enjoy doing that now that we're dads, and that can sometimes seem easy. It is really easy to enjoy a beverage from our wonderful sponsors at Fiddlin Fish. So let's talk about what we're drinking tonight, fellas. Tim, you already touched on yours.
Please never say that sentence again.
Tim, you already touched on yours.
Turns out you don't care what I ask. So
just wanted to, emphasize a little bit more to really drive it home.
Jesus.
What?
We're doing great.
What happened? Okay.
So we've met the dads, and now let's talk about the drinks. So what you got? I mentioned before, I got the Fiddlin Fish Space Angler. What you got, Adam?
Me and my uncle's Dunkel.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. You ever had this one, Dave?
I think I have. It's been a long time. A Dunkel is a good beer.
It's a really I don't drink them very often, but the can artwork always.
Let's see that artwork. A little bit higher. A little bit higher.
There we go.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, see that?
There's some.
You got two skeletons sitting at a table, and they're enjoying some kind of a brew, some kind of a stew, almost like it's out of a witch's cauldron. It's just in like a big old pot, and it looks like they're making a nice little stew here, and it is named after. So Fiddlin Fish started in a kitchen when me and my uncle decided to brew a batch of beer. Much to my wife and aunt's chagrin, whose kitchen we destroyed, that first batch of beer sent us down a rabbit hole and inspired an entire brewery. So this is really taking it back to the origins of Fiddlin Fish. And this one is shouting out to their Uncle Reed. So cheers to you, Uncle Reed. Thanks for being the inspiration for the best brewery in the galaxy, Fiddlin Fish.
We do love those guys and appreciate their sponsorships. The other two dads on the podcast, as we mentioned before, as we expand the reach of Triad Dads with the Drink, we get farther into other metro areas of North Carolina. We're all old friends, but we live in different parts of the state now. So we're going to let the other folks who exist outside of the Fiddlin Fish sphere of influence tell us what they're drinking tonight.
They're mediocre beverages.
That's right. That's right. So we are just outside of the range of Fiddlin Fish. I feel like they're going to catch up to us any day now. But in what is an annual, this is our Christmas episode. We're like the folks that do Easter and Christmas each year now with this podcast. So we last talked in the spring. Now we're talking.
This is our year-end celebration.
This is it. This is it.
It's Thanksgiving erasure, but I'll allow it.
That's look. There's Thanksgiving stuff on the screen, which y'all can't obviously see on the pod. But I think in an annual tradition for me, I've got my Cold Mountain from Highland Brew, the annual winter warmer ale. I've got it in my little Happy Holidays Christmas tree koozie,
It's
sweater
a sock
koozie.
koozie.
It's a sock
Sweater
koozie. Yes, nice. There you
A
go.
Susie.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Hashtag too soon. Maybe a little Cold Mountain bottle. So I love me the Cold Mountain. It is nothing says it's holiday time to me quite like a Cold Mountain.
Dave,
Second
where
best
did
beer in
you?
effect.
Where were you able to find that? You can't find that in Charlotte. You know, it just sells out.
I'm very good. I'm very good at it. So
We refer
people
to Charlotte
around
as
here.
the Southern Triad.
That's right. Southern Triad.
Dave's
I
in
have
the
discovered
Eastern Triad.
that Eastern Triad. The Eastern Triad, it's not as big. People don't know Highland or Cold Mountain as much. I think just because of the distance.
Yeah.
And so I walked
Because
into
they're all
we
from
got a little
Massachusetts.
yes, yeah, or New Jersey. We got a little a little Weaver Street Market, it's a small grocery store like right in town. I walked in, there was just a whole stack of cases. So
Perfect.
bought a case, brought it home. Cheers to you, my friends.
I love it.
So what are you drinking there in the southern
Southern Triad.
The Southern
Triad, yeah.
I have the opposite of anything that is considered craft brewery right now. These are just a couple things I grabbed out of the refrigerator, the basement
Let's see
fridge.
if we can guess.
Out of
Let's
the
see if
old
we can
ice
guess. If it's not
Is it a Heineken? You got a Heineken?
Well, I think you saw the bottle, maybe, right?
yeah.
I
Is it-
did.
is it Heineken?
I did.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a Heineken.
Heineken Light, even Heineken Light.
And then we have for round two, we have the Miller Extra Light.
Oh,
my
wow.
What is that? I've never had a Miller Extra Light.
I didn't know that
You have to
existed.
be in the know to get these. Kind of like Cold Mountain, you know?
Okay.
You don't know where to go.
Only in the Southern
How
Triad.
many
is
how
where
many
they sell it.
calories is a Miller Extra Light?
I think
2.
it's like 60.
60.
Yeah,
Stop
let me
Populating
look,
in
let
a
me look.
canoe.
It is 64, sir.
Oh my! Wait, is that
You can
MGD
burn the
64?
calories in a Miller Extra Light by standing.
I wish it was MGD 64. No, it's just 64 calories. It's only 2.8% alcohol, right? So it's
I
not.
just got that in
Oh,
one sip.
That's
Yeah, I know. With the Dunkel and that IPA that Tim has, definitely.
They're the
but
same
this is-
beer. They're the same beer.
What are you
I just
talking about?
confirmed it. Miller Extra Light is a rebrand of MGD 64.
Really?
Is that a game
Yeah.
system?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Is
That's pretty. That's
that a
pretty.
disco?
I know. But this is great, man. I mean, I actually bought these at the Food Line, I guess about a couple months ago, and I bought a case of 24 because I was like, I've never seen that. And,
Probably
it was
cost you
still
like
hot here.
$4.
Yeah. Still warm here. And so, after mowing the lawn, you just knock down one or two of those. You feel good. It's great.
That's a dad day right there.
That is
Go to the grocery store, buy a $4 case of beer, mow the lawn, and then crack one open.
That's
That
a
is
shower beer if ever.
I know you guys.
Yeah, that's a shower beer right there.
I know you guys in the same boat here, and maybe you can add to this. But I remember, certainly Dave can remember, like coming down to Athens. You're in the mid to late 20s. You can drink a few craft beers and be okay. And now it's like, man, if I go to the
I'm
brewery,
gonna be asleep after 30 minutes of this podcast. Like,
I know. If I drink 2 or 3 craft beers at a brewery, I'm not good, guys.
Yeah.
Not feeling well.
Nope. Yep.
No.
Particularly,
Everything's hard. We're old.
Yeah, that's right. For some reason, my knees hurt. Why is that? That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. You make noises when you stand up. Yeah. Here we go.
Yep.
Well, making noises when you stand up is what I like to call a dad moment.
Oh, transition.
Yeah, I sig you here and there. So to get us started in our next segment, we want to talk about some dad moments this week. So for Michael and
For the last
other
3 months.
listeners at home who may not be familiar, we just like to kick off the pod starting talking about a little thing that has been a quintessential dad moment in our life. Something where you look at it, it could be good or bad or in between. When you look at it and you go, man, that was some dad action. That was some white sock in a gray New Balance, khaki pleated short, mowing the lawn and knocking down a Miller Extra Light dad moment. Does anybody have a dad moment to get us rolling on that?
Dave's got a big smile on his face.
I'm ready. I got one.
I feel like he's got something good.
Let's
go ahead.
I got
go.
one. All right. So we were lucky enough 2 weeks ago to do a long planned trip down to Disney with my family and my in-laws and my sister-in-law and her family and their kids, and then my other sister-in-law. So big, huge group.
You got a lot of sisters-in-law.
I got a lot of sisters-in-law. Most of them came to the trip, and so part of being a dad is figuring out travel logistics and rolling with the punches, right? And so
After you figure out how to pack the car.
Yes, that's right. Well, in this one, at first we were going to have no car because we have plane tickets. We got great plane tickets. We're flying down, easy peasy.
But you still got to pack the car to get to the airport.
That's right. That's right. That's true. And you got to get everything into the carry-on bag. So, because I'm not checking any bags, right? Dads don't check bags. So we're the day before we're supposed to leave, and this is when the FAA airport shutdown stuff starts to happen. And so Orlando's one of the impacted airports, and we decide, all right, we're going to punt, cancel our flights. We'll drive to make sure we've got control of our own destiny so we don't end up like getting delayed or stranded. We make this call at 1 o'clock on a Thursday. We were supposed to fly out on a Friday, and so instead we decided to leave on a Thursday. So the first dad, awesome Mo, this was like a dad-mom Mo. We made the call at 1:30 and we left the house at 4:30. So it was an unbelievable like sprint pack go, find a hotel in Walterboro, South Carolina on the side of the road that we can stay at. Made it down. Everything's great, smooth sailing. Got there earlier than we would have by flying, feeling like a champ. So then we don't need the car again until the third day when we're going to like leave Disney and head up to one of the Epic Universe properties. So get in the car, everybody's in. We're heading straight up to get there for our rope drop time. And here, dunk, 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 and I'm like, oh no. So stop, pop out of the car, look at the right rear, completely flat, like sitting on the ground. Realized real quick, see a giant screw sticking out of it. And so we realized like, oh, this is going to be rough. Long story long. Ultimately discovered that Disney's got their own car care center. I get the car to the car care center. I'm like, hey, and I make it to the park. I'm like,
do Disney characters work on your car?
Oh man, that would be amazing.
Well, gosh, looks like you got a screw in your tire.
So I think that they're going to have the tire plugged by the end of the day. We'll be good to go. Instead, about 4:30, get the call. They're like, oh, we're sorry. Actually, that tire is shredded. There's 2 screws in it. The inner tube
Do they make you choose a Mouska tool for which tool to use on the car?
We'll pick a Mouska tool.
Muska tool.
That Mouska tool resulted in 4 new
Mystery
tires.
Mouska tool. It's a
instead of
toothbrush.
just one.
Tires
got
aren't cheap these days either.
Tires aren't cheap.
I bet they're not cheap at Disney World. Good God.
What are you talking about? It's very affordable there.
So we got 4 new tires. Unfortunately, they couldn't put them on until the next day. So instead of leaving at 7 or 8 a.m. as intended, they didn't get the tires on and done until noon. And so this is all the lead up to, it's now a Tuesday. It's 12 o'clock noon. We have work the next day. The kids have school. We got to be back. And so we leave Disney, which is 650 miles from our house, which is 10 hours going 65 miles an hour with no stops, right? So we're coming in at 10 o'clock at night, right? I pulled in my driveway at 8:43 p.m.
What?
We cannonball runned it from Disney World to to Eastern Triad, 650 miles in 8 hours and 43 minutes. We did the entire trip on one stop.
And Dave's
that without
nickname
any
is
like 2
Hero.
hours of traffic jams stopping you along the way, because
Yeah.
you're guaranteed at least 3 of those driving from North Carolina to Disney.
And Dave's new
Amazingly-
nickname as a result is Cole Trickle. You may know him from the 46 City Chevrolet car.
There you go.
I would also like to point out that it's pretty stereotypical, Dave, for you to go to Florida to retire.
Oh my God. That's, yeah.
Yeah, that's a thinker. You're going to be on the way to bed tonight.
Dave, I got a question for you. If you would have stayed with the original plans of flying,
Yeah.
would your plane have been impacted? Because this is a very small chance of that actually happening.
Well,
Did you look?
so I don't want to look because I don't want to know.
I know.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is. And I did not save any money at the end of this. After
I was going to ask, did you get refunded for the flights?
Yes, we got all of our money
Credits?
It's like credits on my account, and we
Okay.
used miles, and the miles got refunded. So
Okay.
we're good
So
on
you
all
didn't-
that.
So
Yeah,
you
we
didn't
weren't out
get,
anything.
You didn't get totally screwed
No,
until you started
No, no.
driving.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
thought retire was bad. We barely even registered that as a joke.
Oh wow. Okay, I see it. Screw tire. Screw,
Strong. No, I think I liked it. It was a thinker.
I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
So that's my dad mo. What y'all got?
That's a rad.
Nothing
dad,
like that.
I'll go with the travel. I'll keep the travel theme going here. This was from over 2 months ago, but it's been a long time since we've done this. So my work travels took me in September to Boise, Idaho, to see all of our alma mater play Boise State. Really cool place to go see a football game, blue turf, all of that. I got a chance to take my younger son on the trip with me. I don't really ever get much of a chance to travel with my family or any of my kids when I go for work. But in this particular case, I was on a commercial flight, and I just decided to buy my son a plane ticket to fly with me. I was like, he's a huge football fan, loves our school, loves the experience, got a chance to take him with me. So that in and of itself was a really cool dad moment. But I think the travel the day of is what made the whole thing even more stressful, but also interesting, and made for kind of a better story. So I bought us a plane ticket for about 7 a.m. flying out of Greensboro to stop over in Chicago and then go from Chicago to Boise. I learned a little something about the airline industry getting ready for that 7 a.m. flight. Woke up on time, but got out of the house a little bit later than we wanted to. Before the sun comes up, you can get from our house to the Greensboro airport in 35 minutes, right? Unless you drive like Dave, and then you get there in 10 minutes. So I get there and we get out of the car. I'm not really rushing. Like, I've got pre-check. We're not checking any bags. And so I was like, we don't need to be in a huge hurry. We're just going to go. I'm going to go on my phone, get our boarding passes, go right to security, get right through. We'll be fine. So we get there and it's like 40 minutes before the plane leaves. I could not, because I purchased my son's ticket separately from mine, which was booked through work. I could not check in on my phone. I had to go to the desk. There's a lot that transpired before this part of the story, but to make it somewhat shorter, they told me that because I didn't check in for the flight before 45 minutes prior to it leaving, they gave my seats away to people on standby because I hadn't checked in. And I'm begging with the people at the counter, and they are not budging. By this point, my seats are gone. They've gone to people on standby. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are not a lot of flights from Greensboro to Boise. So we were scheduled to fly out at 7 a.m. Our next flight from there to Dallas didn't leave until about 11 a.m. So we hung out in the Greensboro airport. I did some work. We hung out. We ate breakfast. I mean, we did what you do in an airport. You know, we hung out in chairs, basically. And so then we ended up connecting through Dallas. But in Dallas, it was going to be like a 3 to 4 hour layover. And we weren't scheduled to get to Boise until like 9 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern. So I was like, all right, what are we going to do? And my son, this is Picky Eater, my younger son, we're sitting on the plane, we're flying to Dallas, and he says to me, you know, again, he's a huge football fan, right? He says to me, he's like, hey, Dad, do you think we'll be able to see the Cowboys stadium from the airplane? I was like, probably. Like, it's a massive building. I was like, yeah, we probably could. And then I had this light bulb moment. I was like, I know what we can do during our layover. Let's go see the stadium. So we land. I get on my phone and I start to look. Do they offer tours of Cowboy Stadium? Because this is a Friday, right? Sure enough, they offer guided tours of the stadium. I book it. We take an Uber. We go to the Cowboy Stadium. We go through the whole facility. We get to go on the field, which was like, I'm telling you, like, this was like a moment that he will never forget, because he's like, he's on the field of an NFL stadium, and he brought a little football with him on the trip, and like, we're playing catch on the field at the Cowboy Stadium. Like, it's amazing. He's having the time of his life. And I'm like, man, I was in such a bad place when I messed up our first flight. But we got to have that cool experience in between our flights. So we did the tour. We hung out there for a while. We Ubered back to the airport, got back for our flight. We got in super late and we were exhausted, and we were there for a football game, and our team got our butts kicked in that game. And so then he gets to go on the field and play on the blue turf and like sit up in where I work during the games and hang out, and just a cool experience. Like, so many good pictures, so many good memories. Like, it's a trip that we'll talk about for the rest of our lives. And
that's awesome.
Like, that was so cool.
That's fantastic.
It's really cool.
Amazing.
I was waiting for you to tell us all of that at the Cowboy Stadium, and then you get back to the airport and they've given your seats away. So then you have to book another flight, and you end up at the Broncos Stadium.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
just gradually tour all the NFL stadiums.
Yeah.
All right.
That's rad.
Who wants to go next?
Michael, you got anything for us?
Well, listen, those are actually really interesting stories. The Florida trip, canceling the plane to drive, and then hearing all that, and then the second story involving planes and missing planes, and I don't have anything close to that.
That's okay.
Like I said, have a 8.5-month-old baby, and my dad moments are like trying to get him to go to bed at those wake ups.
That's a huge win.
You
That's
know,
a huge
well,
win.
they don't always work. So like this morning, we were up at, we were ready to go for the day at 5:45, and that's how. So I don't really have. He's a baby. You guys know what it is. It's cleaning diapers. It's making sure they're fed. It's trying to get them to sleep. Trying to keep them healthy. He had the flu and all that recently. So,
dude, I'll tell you the things that I took the greatest joys and sense of accomplishment in when my kids were that little is just like being able to get them out of the house on my own, like with all the supplies that you need to travel with a child that young, and like take them to the playground or take them out to the park and just hang out with them. Like, I felt like such an amazing dad when I did.
Oh yeah. Things. No, that's a good point. I think actually kind of brings up, I guess, my dad moments is when I did more of this when he was really small. He still is small, of course, but I would walk him down to the Greenway. We have a Greenway right behind our house. And I just walk him across the bridge, and we sit on the bench. He loved just kind of sitting there and walking, see people run and ride by. Saturday mornings, it's like prime time. So that's really cool. We enjoy that. And he's got like this really nice, we got like this nice jogger stroller that took a while for him to kind of grow into a little bit, even with like the infant insert. And so we've started using that over the past few months, and the kid just loves it. He just loves, you can tell he's our kid because he just loves being outside, especially if there's wheels involved. So yeah, I think those are probably like the things I enjoy the most, Adam. Like you say, it's just like those kind of things where, and sometimes obviously too, like traveling, taking them to the nanny share. We have somebody that helps watch him over the day while we're at work and stuff. And yeah, those are cool. That's good. It's fun.
Right on.
Awesome.
I'll close out with one that is just one of those moments that I felt like. So this was from a while back. The Disney Channel. So we've got a lot of boy. I'm the only one on the call who is exclusively a girl dad, and so my daughters are 10 and 11. And one of the things that they got into, especially my younger daughter, are the Disney Descendants and Zombies movies. These are Disney Channel movies. They're like 4.
Ooh, are we going to talk
each
K-pop Demon Hunter?
franchise? We will talk K-pop Demon Hunters. That was actually my runner-up for Dadmo. But they're just these Disney Channel movies. They're musical movies, and they're, sort of like designed for tweens, and they're fine. They're whatever. But there was a live tour a couple of months back that stopped in Greensboro, where the cast members of these movies were like singing and dancing and doing all that stuff. And it was one of the first times that we'd really, like, we go to Merlefest every year with our kids, and we've done other like outdoor concerts, a lot of like bluegrass and, other things that is fun for them, but it's not the kind of thing that if you're the average 10-year-old girl who likes like pop music, that you're gonna enjoy it, but it's a little different. My 10-year-old Chicklet, she did not stop dancing the whole time. and it was really fun. We went, and I had a great time. It was fun just watching them enjoy themselves, and they had some friends with them, and my wife and I went, and some other folks. But one of the things that happened is this was at the Greensboro Coliseum, which is a pretty big indoor space, and it was packed. And when we got in, I parked the car in such a way, like the whole time I'm like, all right, where are we going to be? Where are our tickets? Like I saw where our tickets were in the building, like on the seat map. And then I figured out which entrance was going to be. I didn't worry about entrances. I worried about exits. And I figured out where that car was going to be. And then like where we were going to be coming out of that building the best way. Parked the car, headlights out, in an area that it was a little bit longer a walk going in, but it was close to where you exit the parking lot. And then when that concert was over, and the whole time, like I'm kind of like puzzling all this out, and everybody's sort of like, wait, do we need to park here? Is this the right spot? When that concert shut down and tens of thousands of people, or however many people it was, flooded out of that building, we went straight out, beeline to the car, bam, in the car on, pulled straight out of the parking lot. 5 minutes tops to get out of that
Pro move.
And it was that was one where I was like, yeah, that felt like a dad mo. I even clocked it at the time. I was like, next time we do a pod, this is going to be my dad moment. Yeah, you got to find your exits.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling when you beat the rush after we did that. Yep. That happened to us when we went to see Dude Perfect at the Joel Coliseum in Winston-Salem. Same thing. Dead sprint out of there and beat the entire, like the place was packed. And so like we were going to be sitting in there for a long time, and that's pro move. Well done.
When we got in the car and we pulled straight out, I think my wife looked over at me and said, "Is this going to be your dad moment?"
She knew. And she knew the answer.
She knew.
Even as she asked the question before you had a chance, she knew the answer.
All right, so before we move on to our next thing, I just want to let you all know that getting loose, I finished that Space Angler IPA. And it moved on to
it's good.
A new beer, Pesca Muerta Hoppy Lager. Was it Hoppy
That might
Lager
be
or
my
Happy
second one
Lager?
as well.
The
So let me
font
know
is
what you
hard to
think. I
tell.
mean, it's going to be delicious because it's Fiddlin Fish, but
It is a pint. It's a little lower ABV, 4.5% ABV. And the guys who run Fiddlin Fish are also into things like the Grateful Dead. And that's why you see on your can, the Uncle's Dunkle can, you got the skeleton motif. And here you've got the sort of lightning bolt fish motif. So, yeah, that's my next beer.
let's hear it.
I kind of muffled the crack.
It sounds fresh. Sounds fresh.
You sound fresh, you saucy minx.
There's no place like home for the holidays. A place where memories are made, a place where family and friends come together. But we know that it also brings a lot of stress. And what if you're also thinking of buying or selling a home during this time of year? That can add even more. In fact, a recent Zillow study reported that 85% of buyers said the experience of buying a home was somewhat stressful or even extremely stressful. Okay, take a breath and listen to the good news. The Ginther Group can help relieve some of that stress and pressure. Of the more than 130 people who reported 5-star reviews this year, over 100 of them described the experience of working with the Ginther Group as stress-free, smooth, and in some cases, fun. Don't you need a little bit of that in your life right now? If you're seeking the perfect home for your holidays, then call the Ginther Group now at 336-283-8689 or visit their website at theginthergroup.com. Even if it's not the right time to buy or sell, that's okay. You can still meet with them about your 2026 real estate goals so that you can work with a team you can trust to have you ready when the time is right. That's 336-283-8689. Call the Ginther Group today. It's time to get serious about your financial future. It's never too early, but it could be too late to get started. And that's oftentimes the hardest part, getting started. How much do I save? Where do I invest? Do I save for college or retirement? How much for each? And who do I talk to about it all? Okay, we'll keep things simple for now and help you answer the last one. We recommend you begin with a local financial advisor, and that's Jennifer Johnson of Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. She'll sit down with you for a complimentary introductory consultation and go over all of your questions. Get started on the path to achieving your financial goals. Visit 3magnoliasfinancialadvisors.com or call 336-701-1600. Get comfortable with your financial future. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. Retirement, financial planning, and investments. Securities offered through Private Client Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Three Magnolias Financial Advisors. Three Magnolias Financial Advisors and Private Client Services are not affiliated. Private Client Services is under separate ownership from any other named entity.
Hey, Adam.
Hey,
What's that behind you over there?
what are you talking about?
There's a thing behind you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, it's a big, round,
What a
looming
presence. It has a
thing.
presence.
It does, and it can only be
Staring
described
at me.
as
It's staring at me.
a wheel.
It's got more on it tonight than it normally does. Like it normally has 3 spaces on it. Now it's got 4 spots on the wheel that it could land on. I don't know how that happened. Just dumb luck, I guess, with 4 of us on the pod.
At this point in the podcast, we bring Michael up to speed on what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm looking at stuff and I don't see
we have
anything.
this. We have this. Look a little closer.
Yeah.
You see it.
There you go.
see it.
There you go.
There's a large Price is Right style wheel behind him, a big Wheel of Fortune style wheel with
Full
4 names
topics.
on it, magically.
Yep.
4 names, 4 topics that we will spin to determine what we're going to discuss for the
Now-
remainder of the podcast.
Here's the thing you need to know about the wheel, and this is remarkable. For as long as we've been doing this podcast, we only spin it the number of times equal to the number of people on the pod. So in most cases, we spin it 3 times, and only 3 times. And if it doesn't land on your name, you don't get to use your topic that night. But to this day, we have never had a repeat person on the wheel
Some call it a miracle.
ever. It's never happened. So we're hoping that even though we have one more person on the wheel and as a guest tonight, that we continue that streak.
And they smiled as they say they could offer no explanation.
No explanation.
We ready to spin?
Yeah, let's redo it.
Ooh, wheels in good shape. I greased it up a little bit so it would spin really well, even though it hasn't been used in a while.
Are we
It
doing
landed on-
phrasing?
What are you talking about? It landed on
did it
you,
land on?
Dave.
All right. I'm trying to see if I can create something in AI at the same time over here. I'm getting, you know me, I get my AI going during the podcast. I have some fun. All right.
It's one of the best moments of the podcast when you use AI to what do we say? Take a traditional holiday movie and turn it into an action thriller.
Yeah, that's right. That was last year's holiday episode. I got a little loose with the ChatGPT.
Frosty the Demolition Man.
That was amazing.
I did not use ChatGPT for that. I just used my fevered brain.
Yours was real. Mine was AI enhanced.
Yeah, and then,
All right,
and
so
then you went even make it darker.
Make it darker. Oh my God!
What'd you come up with this time, guys?
Somewhere in the bowels of the internet, man. All right, so my question for y'all is: have you started decorating? And if so, what have you done? And if not, what's your date for decorating? I'll own all of my exterior lights are up. They've been up since Saturday, Sunday.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah. So I
Respect
got all my little
Thanksgiving.
Christmas lights out there.
Thanksgiving erasure. Thanksgiving erasure.
There'll be lights on for Thanksgiving.
For the record, listeners,
you been
we're
listening to
recording this on
Christmas music?
November 20th. November 20th.
Have you been listening to Christmas music too, Dave?
I've been dipping my toe in.
Oh my God,
Just
he's
a little bit.
Mariah
Just the
carrying
tip.
it, isn't he?
Jeez, man.
No, I'm holding that. I'm holding that off. Just little classics here and there. Just a little bit.
I'll go first, and I'll make this quick. No. Respect Thanksgiving.
Why do you hate Christmas, Adam?
I don't. But in order.
Okay.
In order.
All right. How about anybody else? Anybody else got on the decorating bandwagon?
Michael, you done any Christmas decorating yet?
Again, I'll go back to the onset of the show. I have an 8.5-month-old baby, and we're just trying to survive. So
He doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know what day it is.
there is no time or desire to put up Christmas decorations in this house.
Now, we will put up decorations, but not till like probably December 1st at the earliest.
Oh.
So I'm a Black Friday or whatever the Saturday after Black Friday is kind of guy when it comes to Christmas. We do the full Thanksgiving tradition, get through that, and then the next couple of days after that, live trees, full decorations, boom,
Yeah.
let's go.
Cool. Great.
But
love it.
to your point, Michael, like when a baby's that young, like a baby's 1, 2, 3, like it's got to be for you. Like you've got to love it to make it happen. And if you don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no
Tim,
scorecard.
Tim, I think you're probably getting to what I'm thinking as well. Was like at this point, like I do it because the kids like it.
Yeah.
It's not for me. Like I did not grow up in a house that was decorated for any holiday, really. And so like it's not all that important to me. But the kids love the lights on the houses and the blow up decorations. We've got this nice Darth Vader with a Santa hat that sits in our front yard. So
that's classic.
we do it for
Classic.
them. I never
first
started
child-
decorating a house until we had kids.
Our first child
Yeah.
was born on Thanksgiving Day. So it was that question of like, what are we going to do for Christmas? But she was still in that potato phase during when again, I was just support staff
Yep.
as we did the lead up to Christmas. So at first I was like, nah, we're not going to do anything. But then I was like, or am I going to just go out while everyone else in my house is sleeping and go, like basically do like the reverse Grinch and go get a Christmas tree and all the ornaments and bring them all back in a giant sack while everyone else is sleeping? And that's what I ended up doing. But it was like, that was for me. That wasn't for anybody else. I just wanted to do it.
Tim, or Adam, I'm with you in this. Like, before I met my wife, me like solo in the house, I'm not like decorating and stuff. Like that's not me. I appreciate it. Like I love the holidays. Like when I go see things, like it looks great. Awesome. Yeah, it's festive. I enjoy it. But it's not like what I enjoy doing. But I can see as TT gets older, we'll definitely want to do that stuff because I want him to be excited about it,
Oh, the kids, like, from a young age, they would just scream at the top of their lungs anytime they saw cool lights when we're just driving around. Like, so now we do it all. We do the Tanglewood lights. We've gone down to the Charlotte Speedway and done the Speedway lights. We do Polar Express at the Transportation Museum. Like, we do all of it.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I look forward. That's going to be fun as he gets older and he recognizes that stuff. It'd be fun to do that for sure.
Who on the call goes the most Griswold? Is that you, Adam? Do you think you go most Griswold?
As far as
if you have a Darth Vader blow up with a Santa hat, you're the Griswold winner.
I don't know, man. Like, I've definitely almost like severely injured myself trying to hang stuff. Like climbing up in trees and
you gotta be careful with that.
Up on our roof and things like that. So I
didn't turn off the breaker.
I turned off the breaker. That's right.
Old joke, Trivet. Sorry.
Yeah. So like every year I go and like buy a few extra things. What do you got there, Dave?
You'll see. We'll get there.
Oh, okay. All right.
We'll get there.
Is anybody on the call? How many Christmas trees, Adam? Do you one? The one.
One. Yeah. We go and chop one down. We go and chop one down up in Ashe County.
Dave, do you do two live? Are you a two live crew in your
two live crew? Two live
trees.
Friend. Yep.
Yeah.
One tree.
We do that too.
Upstairs,
two live
trees.
Yep.
Yeah. We go live tree. How long do you leave yours up after Christmas?
There's the Epiphany? There's a holiday.
Nice.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Epiphany.
Yeah, that till then.
Yeah.
It's funny because I didn't used to be like this. I just like every year become like more excited for it. And the kids are like they're cool. Like, but we haven't done anything in the house. My wife's point on inside the house, and we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're still in fall. Like we still got fall stuff around.
Let's follow y'all.
We threw the rotted pumpkins away, but that's it. All right, what are you about to play for us here?
I'm gonna spin the wheel for y'all real quick.
Ooh.
All right, it's time to see who takes the next round on the wheel. Give it a big spin, man. Here we go. Clicking intensifies as the wheel slows. Come on. Sliding past Tyler, past Greg. Landing right there. Michael. All right, it's time to see who takes the next round on the wheel.
That's what
Michael.
AI did?
Michael, yeah.
All right, well, let's spin the real wheel and see if it
What?
also
First off, before we get to that, what are you using?
This is Sora, the Sora app.
Yeah.
It says Triad Dads with a
What is Sora?
With a drink.
It says with a drink.
The A is really messed up, but it says Triad Dads with a drink. It's flipped because
with a drink.
What is Sora app? What is this?
Oh yeah, it's an AI
it's
video
a
maker.
different AI.
It's an AI video maker.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This stuff is nuts. Okay. So I'm
hang on. Let me spin the real wheel and see if it also lands on you first.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
Without rules, there's chaos. So,
okay.
Here we go. God. Wow. As luck would have it, it did land on you. So proceed.
Okay, and just so I understand the rules here, it can really be a topic of anything?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Usually tangentially dad, at least, but
yeah, I get that. One thing I think I've really wanted to do, or want to do at least, a goal of mine now that I have a child is...
I have a child.
Yeah. Travel a lot.
Titanic.
And I'm not just talking about like domestically, like there's plenty of places to go see in the US. I definitely want to expose him to that. But do like as much as we can afford to do, try to get to different places across the world that I think could just really expand like his mind and reach, show him like how different people live in different parts of the world and what's important, cultural differences, all those different types of things. And because I never had access to that as a kid, and I think we'll be in a place to be able to give him that, and I want to. So, and I know you guys probably want to do some of that too. So like what where I was going with this is, where would you over the next several years, or maybe you have a goal of doing it once every other year or wherever, it could be domestic, international, what places would you like to go with your kids that maybe you've never been? Or it could be a place that you've been by yourself with your kids, or not with your kids, but you want to take your kids there.
Hey, great question. First time appearance, great question. Love it.
Yep.
All right.
Excellent.
A plus. A plus. You definitely you get into college of your dreams with that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll start just to say that we have not gone international with our kids yet. They actually have gone out of the country before on a trip, but it was with their grandparents. They took a little cruise,
Cool.
like a little 4-day
Yeah.
Caribbean cruise. So that's the only time they've been out of the country. It's on our list. We just haven't gotten around to it. As they get older, it becomes easier to travel with them, but you run into time constraints. Time, and of course, there's always money, but time, I think, is the big thing of like when do you have the time to do these things? So I will say that some of the trips I've really loved. I mean, there are places like Disney, which is great. My kids love it. But my favorites have been one of my favorite trips we did was. From North Carolina to travel up to D.C. is a pretty easy thing. And D.C. is a great place to go with your kids. It's a blend of, there's plenty of activities for them. It is it's a city. It's a real city. So it is a very accessible city in terms of like dipping your toe into the water of what it feels like to be in a big city. It's not New York. It's not Chicago. It's not San Francisco. It's a little bit more accessible. And because of the way that it's built, the scale that it's built on, it's almost built like a theme park with like big wide avenues and lots of public transportation. That's not as heavily, like packed as it is in a place like New York. So we did a trip a few years ago where we we flew up one way to DC and then rented a car and came back via Shenandoah National Park on the way back. So we had a mix of like an urban experience where we were visiting like museums and all that, and then straight to like a major national park and home. And that was all like drivable, and that was a great like dip your toe in the water. So I loved that one. Coming up, we do have 2 trips in the offing, like for the future. One to New York City and one to Alaska. So the Alaska one is the one I was really excited about, and it was the one we had to push back because one of my daughters and my wife are going to go on a school trip to New York that we're hoping to maybe extend with a personal trip. But the Alaska one, we were going to do this coming summer, but it's probably going to be the summer after at this point. But excited about all those. So those are some things that are like on our radar. Longer term, I'd love to go. I mean, I'd love to take them to Europe. I'd love to show them, Paris and London and other places that I've been, and to go places that I've never been. They're really fascinated by like Japan, Australia, places like that. And we did a few seasons of The Amazing Race as a family, and that was really fun for like sort of enriching their imaginations for travel and visiting new and different places. And coming out of that, they were like, I want to go to Copenhagen. It's like, all right, maybe we will one day. That's me. How about you guys?
One that I would put on your list as you get older that worked great for us was Montreal and Quebec City. So that's the first time we did international with the kids. And it was great because, it's, a 3-hour flight or 4 hour, so it's easy. It's as easy as flying domestic. You don't change time zones, which is a huge, game changer with traveling with kids, of being like, oh, you keep your same bedtime and wake up time. It just makes a huge difference. But it feels like you've gone to Europe, particularly Quebec City. It feels like you're just in the middle of like a little Europe. I mean, you're in a European world city, essentially. And so, that was an amazing trip with very, very high payoff to very low, like physical and monetary cost. And so I'd recommend that to anybody. We did London and Oxford and Southern England over spring break last year with the kids, which was really cool. Spring break was a fun time because it was a little bonkers, like going international right in that window, but it worked out well and the crowds were low. That one you had the time change that you had to deal with, but realizing when you travel, it's like, oh, everything's in English, right? Obviously, which just for your own head bandwidth was way easier for us more than anybody. Just being like, oh, we just get around. Like, where something is, you just talk, you just ask questions, right? You don't have to like figure out translations. But we've got the bug. I mean, we'd love to go back to Italy. I've only been once, and that was a decade ago, and we think that'd be a fun trip.
And you made that trip with essentially a baby, didn't you? Like
we
she
did.
was young.
Yeah, we took Star was a 1-year-old, and Sneak was not yet in existence. So that'd be a fun one. My sister-in-law's from Serbia, and so at some point I would love to actually do like a Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro, like get somewhere a little bit off of the traditional like American tourist beaten path, and particularly like if you've got somebody there would be cool. So I don't know. I just want to know: are you gonna fly your plane to Europe like old school style, like up all the way through like Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia, yeah.
Stop in Iceland to Scotland. Like, what's your max range on a single stint in your plane?
Well, that plane has long range tanks, so it holds up 44 gallons, but it also burns a little bit more because it had an engine upgrade from a 180 horsepower to a 225, so it drinks a little more. You get up at altitude and you lean out the fuel to air mixture, you can get more, gallons per hour, so to say. But I haven't looked enough at that part of the world and where you would need to stop to fuel. I don't even know if it's possible. I'm assuming there's some little places out there you could stop and get some fuel, but no, I would never ever do that. When Adam was talking earlier about flying to Boise, you guys know I sent you some updates along the way, but when we went out to right near Boise, I flew into Boise from Charlotte to Dallas, also connecting Dallas to Boise. You get there in no time, obviously in a jet, but that was a multi-day process to bring that thing across the country because that kind of plane is low and slow. But no, I would love to go back to Europe too. So just kind of jump back in. Bailey and I did a 2-week honeymoon over in Europe, and we were initially going to do a week in Scotland and then a week in Portugal, but if we'd have done that, we wouldn't have been able to go to Madeira. And so we thought, you know what, if we're going to go over there, let's go spend some time in mainland Portugal, but let's also fly out to Madeira, and that was amazing. So we have no regrets with that. I've been to Spain back in 2017. So I love that kind of area of Europe. I haven't been to some of those places that you mentioned, Tim. I would love to go explore some of that. But they're in Japan and Australia, like those are all cool places. Been to Vancouver, haven't been to Quebec City, Montreal, but have heard all the things that you just said, Dave. So yeah, I like just hearing where people go, the kind of experiences that they have, what kind of places they recommend. I think traveling is so awesome. And again, plenty of places to go see in the U.S., and I definitely want to do some of that with him too. But I think international travel is pretty fun when you can do it. So, all right, Adam, what you got?
Yeah, I'll keep mine brief. I'd like to take my kids to New York City. I've been there once. My wife's been there once. Our kids have never been there. We've talked about going up there around the holidays. Go see Rockefeller Center, see the big tree, do all the touristy stuff up there. And we've been to different places of the country, but a lot of it is to try to see landscape and mountains and lakes and national parks and whatnot. But we've never really taken trips to go see like big cities. So I'd like to take them to New York City as a group and do it like between Thanksgiving and Christmas and see it in that space.
That's on our list too, man.
I've got a fun little so I don't go to it. I used to go to New York a lot. My brother lived there for years, but I hadn't been there in a long time, like like 12 years, or something, for 13 years. I hadn't been, and I went about a month ago for work. And I went and visited my brother out in New Jersey, where he lives now, and I also stayed in New York for a conference. But I found a little unlock that barely existed before, and that is that our conference was on Roosevelt Island, which is a little island in the East River between Queens and Manhattan. And the thing about Roosevelt Island is that it was like a hospital island, basically. Like there was a smallpox hospital and things like that on it. There's still some hospitals on the island, but it was, like it was a desirable thing that it was a little bit cut off from the rest of the city. The Queensboro Bridge goes over it, but doesn't like actually connect to it. There's a smaller bridge that connects it with Queens, and then a cable car that connects it with Manhattan. But like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something, they tunneled down and connected to the subway system. So now there's a subway stop on Roosevelt Island. There's only one, as far as I know, there's only one hotel there. There's a Graduate Hilton, which was where I stayed for this conference. It was at the Cornell Tech campus thing, right in the shadow of the Queensboro Bridge. And that was so cool because you're on this little island where like there's not a ton of people there. It feels much more like it's much calmer. I could really imagine taking my wife, who does not love cities, there, or taking my kids or whatever, and not feeling like where you're staying with the hotel that you're in the middle of a city or whatever. Then you walk up to the subway stop, you go down, you get on the train, one stop away, you're at like 53rd and Lexington. Like you're in the thick of Manhattan in just like one subway stop. And as we were looking into this trip, that's one of my considerations. If we're able to extend my daughter's school trip out and spend some personal time there, is maybe that might be a good mix to kind of balance out like half of our family really like enjoys the excitement of a big city, and the other half is like, it can be a lot. It can be a bit much. And in a lot of cities, we solve that by staying out in the neighborhoods. Like you're in Chicago or Boston or someplace like that. You kind of stay in a quieter neighborhood. You can still kind of get, they're only so big. New York, it's tougher to do because you're not going to go like all the way out in like Brooklyn or Queens or whatever. You could stay in like Astoria or Queens or Long Island City or something, but it still really feels like a big city. But that might be my little unlock for New York.
Nice.
But I love New York. I love cities.
All right. Spin this thing again. All right. It could have landed on Michael. It could have landed on Dave, but it didn't. It landed on me. How about that? All right. Let's speed this thing up. I'm getting tired. I'm sleepy. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Lightning round.
Here we go. All right. My question for you guys. How do you, when they get to the age of like, for Tim, Dave, and myself, we have kids that are now middle schoolers. How do you lifeguard your kids? And I'm not talking about it just like, I'm talking about it metaphorically. Where here's the example I'll give. My son, who's in 6th grade now, had a big school project that he was working on, and he was struggling to A, get it done in a timely manner, and B, do it at a quality that was deserving of a good grade. And so now you're balancing do we come in here and help him and get him to the point where we make sure he gets a good grade on it, or do we just say, look, man, this is your project. We are here to help you, but this is your responsibility, and your grade will be reflective of the amount of effort that you put into it. So we are going to let you do it, and whatever grade you get is what you deserve. And you will then and then we'll talk about it after that happens. And if he gets a bad grade, then we'll have a conversation, and there could be consequences if his grades slip as a result of that. So it's the balance beam of how much do we help and how much do we lay out and let them figure it out on their own. not abandoning them or ignoring them, but we're not gonna stand over their shoulder and make sure that they're doing it the way that we want them to do it. So, what do you guys think?
I don't have, like, as you mentioned, they have the middle school kids, so let them go first. But there are some things that I observe working with.
I think you have a good perspective on this.
I have a very interesting perspective working with a lot of high school age students and thinking about like our own generational bring up and stuff. So I'll add to this a little bit after them, but I definitely want to. It's a great question. So yeah, let them go first.
I don't have a good answer, so I'm going to abstain mostly from this because it's still it's something that we haven't quite figured out yet. Like we're learning as we go. But I'm curious how you guys feel about it.
Dave, do you want to say something? I got a lot to say. I always have a lot to say, though.
You see, I froze there, Mitch. Right? So I'll say, similar boat. Like middle school was a game change for us, right? Like I'm very pleased about the fact that elementary school has become less focused on homework and like just unbelievable amounts of like academic expectations, and it seems like they focused more on social, emotional, like learning. Which I think is right. Like I'm like the second grader is not going to like make or break their life on their math homework, but they will learn something about like who they are as a human. So there wasn't a lot of homework for us in elementary school, and so then when Star went to middle school this year, it was like a giant like cold water slap in the face to her. Like she went from being like, I love school and school's amazing, school's awesome, to like, I hate this. What the hell is going on, right? Like, because just it was so much, like hours of homework every night. And we didn't have a great like answer. It was like a bit of like, support. We're here for you. We're helping. Sometimes it's like, no, you can't go do X, Y, and Z, right? Like until you get it done. And it probably took like a good 6 weeks for her to develop her own internal compass. And it's not perfect, right? Like sometimes it's like flip turned upside down, but more often than not now she's taken responsibility for stuff and is doing it because she wants to do a good job. That's the biggest thing that Shannon and I talked about was like, how do we get them to want to do good because they're driven for it, not because, like, and not even do good, but like just do your best, whatever the thing is, right? Just do your best. Like, put yourself into it. Like, that's the thing we've been trying to figure out how to nurture and develop. Like, I don't care what grade they get on like 6th grade science necessarily, right? It's, are they invested in giving their all because they want to take pride in their work? So I don't know. Yeah, how about you, man, with the green hat and many thoughts?
So no one has a great answer. We have
Except
been in. I don't have a great answer. I just talk. We've been in the same boat as you have. Our kids are at a school where they don't get homework in elementary school. It's a K through 8 school, but they don't start with homework. They have projects and things like that, but you don't get a stack of worksheets to take home when you're in 2nd grade. It's kind of one of the kind of fundamental philosophies of the school. So homework was tough. It's been a tough thing, and it's something that we're trying to find balance on. I think in general, it ties into all of these wider questions of like grade inflation and all these other things of like, what is perfection? I think we've all been a part of a conversation where we've had some version of like when I was in grad school and I was a TA and a kid came to me and it was like, hey, I there was this paper and I got a B+ on it, but like I felt like it was a pretty good paper. And I was like, yeah, B+ means pretty good paper. And I think it was a big surprise for him because he was in college and he was for the first time actually seeing a situation where it isn't just like, oh, I put an effort so I get an A. Like sometimes you're going to put an effort and you're not going to get an A. And those are broader questions, like big, broad questions about how we manage our kids' expectations as every other kid on the planet we're trying to figure out how to kind of like scale their expectations too, because we have this idea that there are two speeds, perfection and failure. And it's not really like that. So as our kids are getting into this phase, we're like, yeah, they got this work that they got to do. They got these assignments, these projects that they got to work their way through. We've been going back and forth, especially with our fifth grader, with her teacher, because she doesn't work quickly. Like, she is a very sort of fastidious and methodical worker when it comes to her assignments. She does great work, but it takes her a long time to get through it because she's kind of a perfectionist when it comes to her work. And she needs to learn how to say, okay, that's good enough. Let's move on to the next thing. And that's a hard thing to figure out, how to prioritize your work and how to figure out, like, okay, I can't spend 4 hours on this project. Like, I've got other stuff that I need to do. And this is one of several things I need to do over the next week. So I just don't have the time to be as intricate and detailed as I want. And that's something that I think that homework and this like stack of assignments does teach you, how to go and then move along to the next thing. And that is a valuable skill to learn in life. It's not something that you really talk about. It's not a very inspiring skill of, homework teaches you how to go. Yep, that's good enough. Let's move on to the next one. But it does in a way, because it teaches you to prioritize your work and then spend a certain amount of time on things and then move on once you've got it. So yeah, we're working through that right now, how to handle the balance of, you want your work done well and you want it precise and you want it accurate and you want it good, but you can't spend all of your time on one small project. So
yeah, and I'll say one thing, and then I'm curious your thoughts, Michael, because to me this is not necessarily a homework or schoolwork conversation. This is anything that they're doing where it could be sports, it could be school, it could be music, it could be theater, whatever it is. It's, you see them struggling and it's not going to result in, or it's not going to end with a good result, but you have to let that happen, right? Yeah. That's the thing that I'm getting at, where it's like, okay, you need to see that what you did was not good enough. And what are you going to do about it? I don't want to be the parent where if my kid doesn't make the school basketball team, that I'm going to call the coach and complain about it. Like, you didn't make the team, so let's work harder and figure out what we can do differently if you want to really try to make the team. Like, let's work at it. But I'm okay with, like, them experiencing a little bit of the failure part of it, and realizing how to get through that, how to get past that and overcome it. So the schoolwork is just an example. Like, a project is just an example. Like, I don't want my kid to get a D on his project, but maybe I just need to let it happen.
But it sucks that we can't let kids get Ds. Like, it sucks that we can't let kids fail things, because you do learn more from failure than you do from success. Mm-hmm. And I think it's hard that we have this dual nature where we all are like, even in the back of our minds, worried a little bit that it's going to derail some aspect of their future to really like screw up on something and not succeed. But we also know intellectually that it's healthy for them to not succeed sometimes, because that teaches them something about perseverance and mental strength, and toughness and grit and determination and all those other things that we know. But when it's your kid and they're at that point where they're just like, it's just not enough. It's just not. They're trying, and it's just not enough. Yeah. But we encountered that. I had a work situation this week where I just had too much going on, and I tried really hard to get everything done, and it just wasn't enough. And that sucks. It sucks really bad. But this is the sort of thing that you're going to encounter in your real life. And so, like, we want to prepare them for it, but that's in a situation, too, where people are worried about their kids' GPAs when they're in preschool. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. All right, Michael, I feel like is going to have thoughts on this. I want to hear this.
Yeah, I mean, all of you really added to what I was going to say. And Adam, I think you're thinking about this in the right way, for sure. Ultimately, your kid, whatever it is, the way you described it, whether it's the schoolwork, whether it's sports, whether it's something else in life, they have to want it. All right. And they have to do whatever's necessary to make it happen to the level in which they're happy, because you can't live that life for them. And us as parents, we should give them the tools and resources to be successful, but ultimately it's up to them to take those tools and resources, everything they have at their disposal, to get at what the end goal is for them. And too many times I see where parents are too heavy-handed and step in all different avenues of their life. And those kids are ill-equipped to go function by themselves, particularly when they get to college. And even for kids that are book smart, brilliant kids, like make really good grades, standardized test scores are high. I mean, they're just, by all accounts, they were just strong academic kids. They get to college and they face it a little bit of adversity. They don't know how to handle it because the parents been doing it the whole time. And I think that shows up in talking to colleagues at colleges across the country, very selective institutions where, kids are struggling because they don't know how to face life on their own. And so I think it's our job as parents to, again, just give them the tools and resources to do the best that they're capable of doing to the level in which they want to do it. But ultimately it's their lives, and like you said, Adam, I mean, ultimately, if it doesn't go the way that we expect for them to do to the best of their ability, then we'll have a conversation about it. We'll try to figure that out, But I also agree with Tim. I mean, there's things that can be learned from failure. And I give personal stories sometimes to students of whether it's students that I've worked with, my own self. I tell students sometimes about the first exam I ever had in college. I'll never forget it. And this is stuff that was like almost 25 years ago. Pat Morgan's class, political science course. And what was it, Winkler? Or what was that building over there that they tore down for the library? Whitener.
Yeah.
I made a 36 on that exam. And I thought I prepared. Like, this was my first exam in college. And I was like, and I'm a first generation college student paying for school myself. I'm like, man, am I cut out for this? But I went to the professor's office hours. I showed up. I asked questions like, how can I prepare? Like, what did I do wrong? He gave me some tips. I went and got a tutor. Like, I had to learn this on my own because I wanted it. And, he had a generous policy because a lot of people failed the first exam of whatever your grade is the second time around. If it's higher, we'll do a replacement grade. It'll count twice. That's all I needed to hear. And so I made an A on that second exam. So we're now at 2 A's. But through doing that, I kind of applied that model of insanity in terms of preparation to other classes. And it paved the way for the rest of my college career, quite honestly. And getting that to what Tim said, that grit and determination part, like that's innate stuff. That has to be in you. I don't think somebody can necessarily put that inside of you. So you got to want it, but at the same time, I see too many times where parents are trying to do too much for their kids, and that backfires. And I know I work with a small population of students each year, but the students that I see that generally are the most successful in terms of, and you can measure success in a million different ways, but in terms of like reaching their goals for the types of programs or schools that they want to aim for, they take ownership of the process. It's them. It's nobody else.
Yeah, it's well said. Yeah, I think what we can do is support them, and like you said, give them the tools and resources. I do think there's a certain level of like we can push them to help them realize that they can do more.
Absolutely.
And it's at least push them to the point where they're giving their best effort. However it turns out, that's the one thing that I will try to step in is if I know that they're not giving it the right amount of effort. You
Right.
know, if the work they do isn't good enough, but they at least gave it a good, gave it their best. Okay, let's figure out what went wrong and what we can do differently. You know, like when my son tried out for the middle school soccer team, didn't make the team. And I told him, I said, well, here's what you can do in this situation. I said, I think what would be really helpful is, because I've seen this with other athletes in college, go to your coach. Don't complain and say, I should have made the team. You know, I don't agree with this. Don't do that. Say, what can I work on so that I can make the team next year? What can I work on? Get that feedback. Learn what you specifically what happened and where you can get better. And then after that, are you willing to put in the work and the time to get there if you really want it? So, yeah, it's
Very well said.
it's tough. It's tough. It's easier said than done. It really is.
I can understand that.
Because all you want, because as a parent, all you want is for your kids, the best for your kids, and you want them to succeed. And it's hard to, see them drowning and not throw them a life preserver.
But I will say this too, Adam, and Tim's point is well taken too. Like, this is only a snapshot in time. So like that will not define, like, so if he goes through that process and he struggles a bit, it doesn't indicate that he's going to do that for everything down the line, Right. So there might be some good benefit that comes out of that, of learning about that, and you still pushing, of course, in a very positive way, teaching lessons as a result of that. But story's not yet written. There's a lot of life to be led, right?
The rest is still unwritten.
It's like, feel the rain on
Your skin, no one else can feel it for
All right, guys, we got one more spin, and we have one dad who has not yet given us a topic.
Oh, God, I'm so nervous. I don't know who it's going to be.
Let's do a little spinny spin. It's Tim.
Oh, wow.
It's Tim.
That's extraordinary.
Wow.
So
Tim gets to give his topic tonight. Congratulations.
that was such a heavy topic. Welcome, Michael, with your
I'm usually the one
the
that gives the
fastball.
really like lighthearted, like wacky topics, but I don't know. That's what was on my mind. for
Yeah,
this
we're
one.
like, we got a guest today. Let's hit him with some philosophy.
Yeah. All right, Tim, lighten the mood.
Mine is not complicated at all. We are, the earlier in the episode, Thanksgiving erasure aside, we are currently sitting 1 week from Thanksgiving, which is one of my favorite holidays, bar none. Maybe my favorite. Yeah, I said it. Christmas and Flag Day.
Yeah.
So I thought, since we've got a father of a youngin', and we ourselves as parents, I thought we'd just talk a little bit about Thanksgiving traditions. What's Thanksgiving tradition that you love and that you are excited to celebrate in a week?
I feel like Olaf right now, trying to figure out what are our traditions.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, for me, again, you guys know me, and I always work during football season or during Thanksgiving because it's football season, and so there's not really any travel involved for us. And Thanksgiving, in a lot of ways, is just kind of a one-day thing. But because of the nature of my job previously, like I've missed my share of Thanksgivings, and so Thanksgiving's usually done with my family, and I think because of that, and then we do Christmas with my family, and so Thanksgiving's a big holiday for my growing up. It was the holiday when all of my family members got together. We didn't really get together for any other major holidays, at least on a regular basis. Thanksgiving was always the one where we did, and so that for that reason, like it means a lot to me. Sometimes we host, sometimes we go visit my parents, and other family members come together up in the mountains. We all make a dish. We all hang out, watch football. If the weather's nice, I'll play golf with my dad and my uncle on Black Friday. My wife and my sister and my aunt and my mom have had this Black Friday tradition of doing not like the 5 a.m. shopping, but they'll go to small town, downtown street and like in West Jefferson, North Carolina, and go walk the small shops on Black Friday. Have a football game on a Saturday, and then on Sunday we'll usually go and chop down a Christmas tree at one of the many farms in Ashe County. And so that stretch of 4 days over Thanksgiving is really, really fun. So nothing like super crazy out of the ordinary, no major travel or anything like that, but we do have stuff that we'll do each day, Thursday through Sunday, leading into over the Thanksgiving weekend. So yeah, I'm with you, Tim. Thanksgiving is a Mount Rushmore holiday for me without question.
How about you guys?
I like that. I love Thanksgiving. We don't have any I realize there's no big tent pole. I don't know if that's the right word. We don't have any big anchor traditions, right? But just to reiterate, mashed potatoes are the greatest. I think that was a previous year's discussion. It's the all-time greatest Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, did we do a bracket?
I think we did. I think we all brought our favorites. There'll be a lot of Cold Mountains had. That's a good Thanksgiving tradition for us and my wife's family now, because we all have amassed a little arsenal of it. And it's something we've done a couple of times now, which has become a little bit of a tradition, which I enjoy, is that the kids have the entire week off of school. And so we're actually leaving tomorrow at 4 and driving to Mississippi. And so my brother and his wife and their kids and my mom are all in Oxford, Mississippi. And so this will be, maybe the third or fourth year in the last, however many, where we've been down in Oxford for 4 or so days, leading up to Thanksgiving. We're usually not there on Thanksgiving, but we spend time together. A lot of times that's the only trip I get to see my family all together in person. So that means a lot. And Oxford's just a super cool, fun town. We have a blast. The weather's usually perfect. There's no game going on, so it's not bananas down there. So looking forward to seeing them. Not looking forward to hopping back in the car a week and a half after my Cannonball run for a 100-mile longer trip. This time with the puppy, which is we're going to kick the difficulty level up a notch. It's now you're on the hard mode. Okay.
Does your brother have any insider information on whether Lane Kiffin is going to stay at Ole Miss?
No, apparently we're supposed to meet with him while we're down there.
Okay. All right,
have a little chat, right. Just feel it out.
Invite him to dinner, right? Well, I don't know, the Egg Bowl is usually on Thanksgiving.
It is, but I think they moved it to Friday.
I don't think it is this year. Yeah,
I think it's Friday at noon. Yeah.
All right, so you can have him over for dinner. Dave. And,
because we'll be gone. We'll do it. We'll have him over on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Just.
By the time this comes out, we'll probably know, but no way he stays at Ole Miss.
I think he stays.
I think he stays.
Yeah, he stays?
Yeah, he's staying. He's going to get a massive extension, and he's going to stay.
I think LSU's a poop show, as we know. I think Florida is I don't know. And at this point, it's Vanderbilt can win.
They'll build a statue of him at Ole Miss when it's all said and done. He's going to stay there.
Vanderbilt can win what? What are you talking about?
They won some games. Vanderbilt's competitive.
That is a fact.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Indiana, right? You don't have to be a perennial football powerhouse. It's fair. It's a fair point.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams. Yeah.
I like that. I like that he, would consider staying at what has traditionally been considered a lower tier power and would build that. But yeah. I don't know. Money, big piles of money.
Wild that there's still perceived levels to this, right? You're in the SEC at a place like Ole Miss, and it's it's not good enough. But there's definitely a lot more parity now. It seems Adam would certainly know, but
just find the Tui family. They've got money.
Let's see, traditions. I'm kind of saying I don't have strong traditions in my family at all.
You got a cute onesie picked out for the little guy.
Daily or my wife makes.
You got to celebrate the holidays with the cute, appropriate festive onesies.
Okay. She may have something I'm not sure of that. But
you're not a part of the onesie decisions.
We're looking forward to going to her parents' house. They were in Asheville proper for the longest time, since like the early 80s, and they've recently
Triad
moved north
West.
of this city. And but it's good. I mean, you guys know, like when you have kids that small, it's just nice to get anywhere where you have extra sets of hands of people who want to help. So we're looking forward to that.
Take
So we'll
advantage of that. Yes.
absolutely. So we'll head out next Wednesday and be up there for several days. Probably come back either Saturday or Sunday. I would say Sunday,
Love it.
right before December.
So you're at a beautiful moment, which is you get to build traditions. That is one of the most fun parts of being a parent. My wife and I have really taken joy in building traditions. Thanksgiving's one that is for us. These other guys know it. Maybe you don't, but a few years ago, my wife is from up north and is also her family never really got down with the traditional Thanksgiving dinner, and for a while too, for a variety of reasons, she was plant-based. She was vegan, so it's really difficult to do the traditional Thanksgiving dinner with that addition. It's just it's a facsimile of the traditional Thanksgiving dinner if you're working with that constraint. But what you can do is you can make some killer Asian food. You can make some Chinese, Thai, Korean, Japanese food. You can do all that. And one year, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, I don't know how long ago it was, we decided, 6, 7 years ago.
You know about that 6, 7 there?
we just decided, why are we doing this meal, the Thanksgiving meal? It didn't fit our family. But what we would like to do is order a bunch of Chinese food. And then we went, oh, wait, unlike Christmas, Thanksgiving is a non-denominational general American holiday where everyone closes, including like Chinese restaurants are open on Christmas. They're not open on Thanksgiving necessarily. So we decided to just do it ourselves. My brother's a chef. I'm an okay cook. So we just started putting it together, and we've done that for years now, to the point where my kids don't know any other way. So we wake up in the morning, we make a big breakfast, we watch the Macy's Day Parade, and the dog show. We take a long walk as a family, and then we come back and we relax around the house, and we make a big smorgasbord of Asian food, which my last name is Young, but I am not an Asian man. But that does not mean I cannot appreciate a stir fry and a curry and some summer rolls and all that jazz. And it's funny because
Wait, what's the difference between a summer roll and a spring roll?
So the summer rolls have the soft rice paper wrappers, so you moisten the rice paper wrapper, and then but you don't fry it. It's a fresh roll.
Okay.
So we make those. But all these things, all these traditions, this year we started to appreciate the fact that our kids, so we were talking about travel earlier, and we offered an option. So every summer, for example, we go and we get a beach house at Holden Beach for a week. And we said, well, maybe this year we could try something different. And our kids were crushed, because they value that tradition that we have established. If we go for a week at Holden and we go to Beaches and Cream and we, take bike rides, and we do a certain set of things that are a part of this tradition. They've really gotten accustomed to those. And it's a real honor to be able to build traditions with your kids. And it was something that I came from a big, chaotic family. I love them, but it was a big, chaotic family. And there were some traditions that we had, a lot of traditions that we had, but we didn't actually get to build a lot of them. They were sort of they came down to us from other people. And it's a real privilege to be able to build traditions with your kids that then stick. And you never know what's going to stick and what's not going to, and what they're going to enjoy and what they're not going to. But one day you're going to reach a point where your kid, when TT and maybe TT's sibling, I don't know what your plans are, looks up at you and goes, but what about the rolling pin or whatever thing that you started years before that you didn't know was going to catch on. You didn't even do it on purpose. It was just something that was like, oh, well, we got this. And then you do it the next year and the next year and next year. And before you know it, it's like becomes a part of your family's lore. And that's just one of the most wonderful things about being a parent.
That's cool.
Love that. Love that. Well.
Well, so before we go, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Michael, for being here. It's really great to be talking to somebody who is in those sweet, sweet early days of fatherhood. Because like I say, I know it's hard. We all know it's hard. But so few things. Most things that are worth doing are difficult. Okay. That's what she said. Okay. So.
Why'd you go there? What are you talking about?
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
We're talking about
no one's getting the video. No one's getting the video.
Grow up, man.
So many of the things that we all enjoy and that are worth doing are difficult, and and this is just one example. But we want to thank you for being here. We want to thank Fiddlin Fish once again for being our sponsor with our delicious beverages, and we want to say to everyone, Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Hanukkah.
And in case
Merry
we don't talk to
Christmas.
you beforehand, Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Flag Day. Happy Arbor Day.
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode on the Triad Podcast Network. Our mission is simple: provide information, advice, and stories about the people and places that make the North Carolina Triad such a great place to be. You can find us by searching Triad Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much wherever you like to listen. If you like what you heard and want to support the show and those that contribute, we would truly appreciate a rating and review on your favorite podcast app. It helps spread the word along, as do your shares on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Triad Podcast. To get in touch with us, simply email info@triadpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.